Hey, the Chicago Bears are on a short week, and we're bringing on a special guest once again. Former Chicago Bear and former Detroit Lion, Willie Young, joins the show. It's CHGO Bears. It's the Brick by Brick podcast starting right now. Welcome back to the CHGO Sports Studios. I am your host, Greg Briggs Jr. Alongside me, as always, is Jerry Azumah, and this is the Brick by Brick podcast, so make sure you hit the like button, and let's bring in Lance and our special guest as well. Lance Briggs, obviously joining from Arizona, as he always does, and Willie Young, former Chicago Bear, joining from, looks like maybe the boats. He's out fishing.
Yes, sir. I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting ready, so y'all better make this real quick.
What are you fishing on? What are you fishing on today?
I'm fishing on I'm gonna go offshore, man. So we got a little window, a little break in the weather. So I'll be fishing on a 36 Invincible.
What are you going for though when you go out?
Well, it just depends. Right now I'm going back for swordfish. That's my ideal targeted species for right now. I hadn't caught one in a couple months, so my blood pressure is up. I got my mind right. It take a lot of patience, but I think I know where to find them if they're out there. So,
what is
Willie? What kind of life jacket do you wear when you go out to catch swordfish?
Here you go. Somebody got to start. Somebody got to start, and you starting already. Come on, man. Safety first, man.
I think it's something that's snaps between your legs.
I'm not with you right now. We're not going to fight today. We ain't going to fight today. We ain't going to fight today. You know, I stay working on my beach body, man, so I'm in like an XL. You know, I like to bring out my sexy every now and then.
What's the biggest?
There you go.
What's the biggest fish you've caught?
We got to go start today. When it comes down to the biggest, I got a really big bull shark off the beach a couple years back, man. Huge bull shark. I don't really count it because I didn't bring it home and eat it. I didn't bag him. But my biggest prize possession, I got a 200-pound swordfish.
Wow!
I got a 200-pound swordfish. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
What did it take for you to get that thing on the boat?
It took probably about an hour and a half.
Oh my goodness!
About an hour and a half.
It must have been delicious.
Yeah. You know it, man. You know it. That swordfish is one of the most delicate fish you can catch, man. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot to clean it. They're very tender.
Yeah.
Real soft, flaky meat. Oh man, y'all about to turn me on right now.
Soft, flaky. Wow.
Yes,
well, make sure you send me some because I would like some, please.
Yeah.
I got you.
Thank you.
I got you. Just send me. Hey, shoot me y'all address, man. Shoot me y'all address.
Yes,
yeah.
What's hard?
Tell me, hey, Willie. Tell me about what's catch 'em slipping. What is catch 'em slipping? What is catch 'em slipping with? Is that? Yeah. What's catch 'em slipping?
Oh, so that's the name of my boat, man. That's the name of my charter company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Willie, what got you into fishing?
I get a lot of people ask me about my catch 'em slipping. You know what I'm saying? Catch 'em slipping. Mm-hmm. I mean, it can be what you want. It can be a lot of things. But catch 'em slipping is it's the name of my boat. You know.
Nice. Well,
What got you into fishing, man?
My dad got me into fishing at a very young age. I'm gonna give you the backstory on that catch 'em slipping, man. So everybody, so I can clear the air. I can clear the air a little bit, but I'll give you the backdrop on that. My dad got me involved in fishing, bro, when I was probably like, I don't know, yay high, 3, 4, 5 years old. I mean, I got a picture of me sitting on the bank, and I was fishing with a cane pole, and I had a little couple worms. And it started. That's clearly where it started. And still to this day, I take my kids back to that same exact location, man. and we get after it. We get after it. Now I will say this: I think my dad caught every last bass that was in that little area, so it ain't as productive as it used to be. But if you catch them at the right time, if you catch them at the right time, you can have a good day. You can have a good day.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
So what's the you
The
said
backdrop.
yeah.
So look, the backdrop on this whole catch and slipping thing is when I went to college, man. I was in college in North Carolina State. Here's what happened. We had a couple. Me and my older brother, man, we used to go fishing we obviously go fishing all the time. We had a couple of different lakes we fished in, and one day we went out, we went fishing. We had no idea. We just pull up the GPS and try to find any little lake and little creek, a little stream or something like that. And today we're gonna try it right here. So we go pull it up. One day we end up behind the RDU, Raleigh Durham Airport. And we go back way up in these woods, man. We were not dressed for the occasion, but we came out. We had a real good day. We came out, and then next thing you know, a day and a half later, I'm itching. I'm going to practice itching. I'm scratching in my legs, my ankles, everything. I'm itching. Before you know it, I realized, man, we done got caught up some poison ivy, right? So we named it. It was so good, we still went back. We went back again a couple more times and hit them good, but we named it Lake Ivy. And the name was obviously self-explanatory. So all we had to do was say Lake Ivy. Then we had a spot we go to. It was called we went to a spot where we were back in these woods. I don't know who house we was behind, and we came out. This is a long story short. We came out with ticks all on us, and I mean, like, it was bad, bro. It was bad. It was real bad. So yeah, we didn't realize we had ticks latched on us until we was at home in the shower, getting ready to take a shower. When we called each other about the same time, like, bro. Man, you been itching or whatever, so on and so on. Like, bro, I swear I just pulled a tick off me, bro. He's like, bro, me too. So now we got Lake Tick, we got Lake Ivy. So we had this one spot where we go fishing at, and I don't care how focused we were on our barbers. We were minnow fishing for crappies, for specks, and so so every time we have a conversation and we look to the left, look to the right, we like, man, it's been too long since I had a bite. We reel up, our bait gone. So that's where it came from. Catching it was, man, I've been caught slipping is what we would say to each other all the time. Man, how I get caught slipping again? How I get caught slipping? So caught slipping turned into catch 'em slipping. And that's where it really stemmed from. But
Okay.
I got a lot of smoke about that catch 'em slipping, but that's how it came about. Yeah,
Well,
That's amazing.
yeah.
No, the Bears got caught. The Bears got caught slipping on
Yes,
Monday
they did,
night,
especially in the fourth quarter.
Let's rewind back to your high school days. You grew up in Riviera Beach, and anybody that's familiar with Florida high school football, that's like some of the best high school football you will find.
The Mecca.
And so it really is, right?
Here we go.
Everybody,
Here we go.
Hey, Lance,
Oh, my goodness. Calm it
Can I
down,
have the
Lance.
show?
You're right.
Can I have the show?
Yeah, exactly.
You're right,
So,
you're right, you're right,
You know what,
you're right,
Briggs? You
you're
just calm down over there because it's the truth.
Yeah.
And so I just am curious,
I'm a mute.
growing up, in that area and the competitive football that you played in high school, what was that like for you?
It was intense when I bounced from Georgia to Florida through my middle school years and whatnot. By my eighth grade year, the summer of my eighth grade year, I set my mom's down and I said, "Mom, I want to play football." I say, I want to go back to Florida to play football. I want to go back move with my dad. So that way, I said, "Mom, Florida got some of the best football there is in the country." I say, so if I can make a name for myself in Florida, I feel like I got a good chance. You know what I'm saying? At getting a scholarship somewhere and whatnot. So that's what happened. I moved. My mom was not feeling me going back to back with my dad or even playing football, to be quite honest. So I get back to Florida, my ninth grade year. My freshman coach put me on. I was obviously on freshman, and then I played defensive end. I played tight end. And then next thing you know, just sophomore year comes around. All right, so I had some of my friends that got moved up. Now, by this time, I'm on JV. Some of my friends got moved up, and then my dad insisted on me staying on JV. So I was 38 hot about that one, but I was heated. Everybody got moved up. They on varsity, whatever, with the whoop. So then next thing you know, my junior year comes around. After the first game of my junior year, NC State offered me my first scholarship. We had a couple of big-time players, big-name players that went to Palm Beach Gardens with me also. And I know initially the scouts weren't there to see me because I'm just fresh off the picker boat. I'm fresh on the scene, you know. And then so they were there to watch these other kids, the other cats, and my dad said this is a prime opportunity when you got the scouts coming in, because at this time back then the scouts are loaded up on the sidelines. Like they be deep
Yeah.
on the sidelines. And there were times where, and they were there to see other guys on the team. It were times there were like 30, 40 scouts on the sideline. And that was all the fuel I needed to feel like, okay, well, if I'm gonna do it, this is it right here. To put up a show in front of all the scouts. And that's just what it was. It was just that simple back then. And after my first game of my junior year on varsity, NC State gave me my first full scholarship offer. And then before you know it, I could have gone anywhere in the country. Obviously, like it was
There you
like
go.
serious. It was serious business, and we all kind of understand how that goes from there. And then
Yep.
but how was it, man? It was intense. It was intense. Everybody was good. The talent was, I guess, evenly yoked across the county. But now you got all this. The game has done changed so much now, man. You got to take a little different road to even be seen. But for the most part, man, it was intense, man. Everybody was good. Everybody motivated each other. Everybody pushed each other. You know, it was definitely a team sport, man. It's like, and then when you do play in the All-Star games and stuff like that, guys from across the county, man, when I tell you we represent it, we represent it.
Being from Riviera Beach, obviously anybody that's a Bears fan knows that's where Devin Hester was born and raised. Like, what were your memories of, growing up with him and watching him kind of come up through the, South Florida circuit?
After my junior year was over on JV, my first game on varsity was versus Suncoast. At the time, Devin Hester was quarterback, running back, kick return.
Of course.
And we were undefeated. I went to Palm Beach Garden High School. We were undefeated. Now, clear enough, we smacked them around, but my first tackle on JV was versus Devin Hester when he played running back. And I swear to you, that was the hardest hit that I've ever sustained my entire high school career. He was at running back, and Devin Hester's, I think, about 2, 3. I'm 39. I think he's 41, 42. He's a couple years older than I am, but from a mature standpoint, he came downhill like, and it was like, wake up. It was like, ooh. I felt that one a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it was just funny because that was my first tackle on varsity ever. So I think right then I realized, I said, man, this cat here, I either want to do this or I either want to reconsider my career options here, because it was serious. It was serious. And I never seen a guy move that fast. I've never seen a guy move that fast. I feel like I just so happened to be in the right place at the wrong time, but it was the right time. You know what I'm saying? Because any other way, I probably wouldn't have made that tackle like one on solo in the hole like that. So, but yeah, he was obviously. I mean, he was obviously what he represents now throughout his career is what he was in high school. And heck of a guy, man. Had a couple of chances. We hung out a few times, man. But heck of a guy. You know how that goes.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
So let's move forward. Obviously, the Bears take on the Lions here coming up on Sunday. You played for both organizations, and these guys. You guys feel free to jump in, but I'm just curious from your standpoint, Willie. Obviously both franchises have gone through it in different ways. So, for your perspective, what were some of the differences between the Chicago franchise with the McCaskies and then, going to Detroit with the Ford family?
I would say very similar. We were taught to hate one another. There was no in between. It was. I asked myself. I think once I retired, I asked myself just in some locker room talk here and there. But how do you dislike somebody so bad? Like it was. There was. I said something must have gone on that we or myself as a player had no idea about. And when you play at that at a level like that, you buy into the system. You don't second guess. You don't question what the system is putting in front of you. You trust it. You believe it. Then you got guys that's been around for 10, 11 years before you ever even existed at that level. They believe it. They bought into it. So there's no other way to do it other than how you see it being done. And
Yeah.
we put in game, let's just say 2 weeks prior to playing Chicago when I was in Detroit, the game plan and plays that we were putting in place defensively were 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 already in motion for 2 weeks later when we played Chicago, because they wanted to
Hmm.
be on, because we wanted to get an edge on our opponent.
Yeah.
So everything we ran 2 weeks prior, so that way by the time we got to Chicago, guess what? There should be no excuses about who's supposed to be where, what gap you supposed to be in, and so on. We were
Hmm.
locked in. We didn't just wait to start preparing for Chicago the week of. It was 2 weeks, 3 weeks out.
Hey, quick
Hey,
question.
yes, sir.
Now obviously
I
you
know
play
you
for
missed
both
big fella.
teams. You play for both teams. The very first time that you got to play against the Chicago Bears, what was that like? Was there a big chip on your shoulder?
Oh yeah, it was a big chip, man. But at the same time, well, I signed with Detroit. So when I signed with Detroit, when I went to Chicago, my first time playing Detroit was a little more intense than the first time when I played Chicago when I signed with the
Yeah.
Lions. It was
Hmm.
so the first time. So when I signed with Detroit, my first time playing Chicago, it was more so like hearsay, right? I had never played against them before. The first time we played them, all we had been hearing repeatedly, week after week, day after day, was we can't stand them. They're the worst
Hmm.
franchise, so on and so on. We hadn't beaten them, this, that, and the other. Whoop, 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 whoop. They got. When I first started, I think they had land, they had pelt, they had peanut. Y'all was deep.
Oh
Y'all
yeah.
boy was stacked.
Yeah.
It was like stacked. And then they had like, I
Yeah.
remember like it was yesterday. I'm like, man, that defense that Chicago ran was like a hell of a defense. Like any and everybody wanted to play in that defense, right? You pretty much had free range up front because they had the secondary to keep everybody clean. So,
Hmm.
man, I remember y'all had that double mug of you and Erlacher with mug in the
Heard
center,
like.
and then
Yep.
you just could never tell if one of y'all was going to blitz or both of y'all was going to blitz. So it
Yeah.
was like real hectic for a boy in the middle, for Raiola in the middle. It was real hard on him. You feel me? But
Yeah.
so, it was real hard. But when I signed with Chicago, and the first time we played Detroit, it was a little different. It was a little different because I knew the guys over there. I knew Megatron. I knew Nate Burris. I knew all them guys, right? So it was like, man, these my boys over here. Now I got to switch over. I got to change my thought process now. So it was a lot of love because Detroit was the one team I needed to see the potential in me and to give me an opportunity.
Yeah.
Drafted me in the seventh round. So I had the love
Yeah.
there for the D always. But then it was like, man, now I got to compete against them. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy because
Hmm.
the pregame, you go out, everybody go out on the field before the game and stuff like that. Man, good to see you, man. How you doing? This, that, and the other. And then so it was all cool. But then once the kickoff, I'm your friend pregame, but kickoff, look, man, I got miles to feed. You know what I'm saying? It's go time now. I see you after
Yeah.
the game. We'll be friends again after the game, but that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Willie, I have a question for you. When you played in Chicago, you looked sweet in number 97. All right, I will say that. But in Detroit, you wore
Man, why you gonna
nasty
do this to me?
79.
This is nasty.
I just want to know what happened, what was behind the number 79, because typically when somebody wears 79, you are typically on the chopping block quick. You usually don't make the first touch.
Yeah. So listen.
Yeah.
Boy, you wrong for that. Boy, you dead wrong for that. Boy, listen. So look, man. So Detroit drafted me in the seventh round, bro. Now,
Yeah.
I felt like I was the first, second round, no less than second round. Detroit
Right.
drafted me in the seventh round. I swear to you, when I got there, but listen, but they just threw me. They just closed their eyes. They reached down in that basket, and whatever jersey was left in that basket, what's the one that I got?
Yeah.
They said, "Here's this
Hey, that was
practice
the one I
squad
got.
number."
Right.
That's the one you got.
It was practice
Shit.
squad. Bro, that number basically says that, like you said, we have no intentions on you hanging around too long, but just for
Yeah.
your short stay, here's the jersey.
Here's the jersey.
I would say so. So after my second preseason game, Gunther Cunningham comes into the locker room and he says, who was on Detroit? Gunther Cunningham comes in the locker room and say, he comes in the team meeting, defensive team meeting room, and he say, this. I tell you what, he turned the film on and circled at 79, and he say, y'all see this number right here? Just watch him this whole game. Just watch him. Sack strips, batted balls, hits, quarterback hits, pressures, the whole now. And I'm talking about sack strips ending the game. Preseason. He said, I don't know how or why, but every time I turn on the film, I see the same damn number right here. He said, you keep playing like that, you're gonna find yourself a spot on this 52-man roster. I didn't know how to do it no other way though. I ain't know how to do it no other way.
Yeah.
I was just kicking ass and taking names, and I never looked back.
Damn right.
So that's how I ended up with that. That's how I ended up with that 79. And then I had an opportunity. To get that 97. I think Jared DeVries wore it, if I ain't mistaken. I think he might have wore that 97. Anyway, I had a chance to get that 97 in Detroit, but me and that 79 had gotten along so well, I figured I may as well ride you out, big fella. I said, boy, I may as well ride you out. Shoot, I said, that's me and that 79 made a lot of money together, boy.
Yeah, but
we had a lot of history. We made a lot of money.
Y'all go together.
We made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Love it.
That's where that 79 came from, at the bottom of that basket.
Well, you talk about,
Yeah.
you talk about taking a tough hit from Devin Hester in college, but what was the hardest hit you ever gave someone in the NFL?
At the defensive end position, man, it's tough, really. It's real tough. To, like, really dial somebody. Because most of your tackles are like angle tackles, or, you know what I'm saying? Unless you get a real good bead on the snap count in the run game, it's kind of tough. You know what I'm saying? But my biggest, man, I don't use. That's a good question.
We'll give you some time to think on it.
Let me think on that one. I mean, I probably didn't hit no. What's
Matt Forte? Matt Forte?
Oh, I smacked Matt. Forte. Yeah, I smacked him good.
I'm telling Matt.
I leveled Matt.
Yeah.
Matt. I leveled Matt. And that's when I was in Detroit too.
Yeah. What about?
Yeah, Matt. Matt, get you some.
What about Chester Taylor?
Who? Oh, he ran from me.
He ran from
me. Yeah, he ran from me. He ran out of bounds.
Oh, wait. What about what was the big boy's name at Green Bay? Did Green Bay had the big boy?
The one that kicked off because he couldn't get his weight down, right?
Yeah. Was he? Did you play against him?
Yeah, Eddie Lacy.
Yeah. Play against. What about Eddie Lacy?
Right?
I remember I played against Eddie Lacy once.
Yeah. No, you know what? I know who I was saying. I did play against Eddie Lacy. Eddie Lacy, the reason my finger like this right here. See that finger?
Oh, damn. I thought you were flipping me off.
Hey, I can show you one, but look at that. He the reason that finger right here. In Detroit, on the 50-yard line, I ran him down. I caught him 40 yards. I came out the stack. I
Yeah.
came out the stack, and it was not a change of speed loaf either.
I
It
hear
was
you.
not a
I
change of
like
speed
that you
loaf.
said that right there. I love that you just said that, man. I gotta make sure
Hey, I
my
came out of the
boys, my high
Stetson.
school boys, hear this.
What's
Hey,
harder?
I saved the tackle. I saved the tackle.
What's
Hey,
harder?
I saved the tackle. I saved it. I saved it.
What's harder?
Hey,
Reeling in that
Adrian
200.
Peterson. I smacked Adrian Peterson in Minnesota.
Absolutely.
I had a stunt.
100%. Me too.
I had a stunt. I smacked him. Smacked him
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That might be my hardest
Did he
hit.
go down?
Yeah.
Though? That's the question.
That's your hardest hit. There it is.
He went.
There it
Did
is.
he go down? Did he go down? Hey, you better check my rap sheet, man. You better check my rap sheet.
What's harder, Willie, pulling in that 200-pound bullfish or bringing down Eddie Lacy?
Oh man, listen, man. Man, that swordfish was easy, man. That was easy work. Lacy, on the other hand, Lacy was the issue. He was a problem. He was a problem.
Yeah.
He was a problem. I ain't gonna lie to
He
you.
was a problem.
He was a big problem. Big problem.
The swordfish is easy work for you, but could Briggs pull in a swordfish?
I question his abilities at this point in time in his life. From the look of these grades,
I need a life jacket.
From the look of these grades on your chin, the hairline struggling a little bit. The hairline struggling, Lance. Come on, bro.
What?
I ain't gonna tell no.
That right there.
But so, hey man, put that up, man. Put that up. That just for men working out. That just for men working out pretty good for you over there.
Yes, it is.
Hey, Willie, I got a quick question for you, man. Were you genuinely happy for the Lions? Last year, I mean, they made a serious run, towards the Super Bowl, and I thought that they were actually going to get there. But were you genuinely happy for them?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got to Detroit my year. The year I got to Detroit was the year after they went 0-16. So I somehow, some way, I feel like I know the guys. My 4 years there, the guys that I had that played together there, from 10 to 14. I feel like we changed a lot with the effort. Kyle Vanden Bosch brought that effort, that hustle, that effort to the ball. He showed that era of guys how defense should be played. Lights out, day in, day out. First one in the meeting room, first one to the ball, first one back on the line to get set for the next play. Like he set that in stone, and we lived off that. And I can't say and tell you that film from those 4 years aren't on repeat every single year during off-season, OTAs, preseason, just to let people see how you run to the ball, how you pursue to the ball. This is why you run to the ball, right? I feel like we had a little bit to do with the legacy right now that's in place, because it had to start somewhere. And in other words, like it was on our back. It was on our back. And I feel like once I left there, then I think they went to the playoffs in 14 or 15. I think they made the playoffs. I just felt like it was just a carryover. You know what I'm saying? It just continued to gradually get better and better every year. And now I think they got to, obviously now I don't know, they kind of stunk it up a little bit week 1, but might have just been some coming off a high from last year, So we'll see how they shake out. But I do feel like they they've turned that program around now to where they got something to work with consistently.
Well, before we let you go, what would you say for the Bears organization, being a part of that early transformation of the Lions going from the very bottom to where they are now? Like, what would you say from your experience being at Hallis Hall and being with the Bears organization now for them? Because it has been kind of tough these last few years. They've been one of the worst teams in football the last 3 or 4 years. So what would you say is the biggest key for these guys to try to have a transformation of their own?
Listen, man, just pick up the phone and call me, and we can work out a deal. Because my kids now, my kids. So listen, man. My kids is eating my money up, man. Okay, my kid's taking all my money. I
Yep.
need some more money. All right, my bag is
Yep.
running low. All right, so just call me. I'll come play for y'all. I'll come be a third down defensive end, rush the pass on third down. All right, I'm not playing the run game.
You are the
Okay?
missing piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the missing piece,
Yep.
man. Just call me, and I'll be setting hooks. I'll be setting hooks. I'll be setting hooks.
Pulling them in and really.
I'll be pulling the set. I'll be setting.
Well, we'll let you go, Willie. We appreciate you, hanging out with us here today, man. I know you're trying to get out on the water and pull in some of them swordfish before the storms hit.
Yeah, man.
Good luck, my man.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate the time, man. I appreciate the time.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate the time, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, but look, ask me that. Hey, all jokes aside, ask me that question again in a couple weeks, man, about Chicago, man. I think they're gonna turn it around. I mean, I want to judge them based off their first week, but Caleb didn't look too bad. He's definitely a dual threat that I think every team's gonna have to honor. In the
There he goes.
Yep.
All right.
Well, that was a good way. Hey, at least he finished on a good note. Feeling good about the Bears here over the next couple weeks. We'll see what the Chicago Bears can do taking on the Detroit Lions on Sunday. And we're going to talk about that here coming up after the break. So make sure you hit the like button for Willie Young. We appreciate him joining as always. And when we come back, we'll have the blueprint for how the Chicago Bears can take down the Detroit Lions here in week 2 of the regular season. Whatever the sport, the app to bet is Circa Sports Illinois. Circa Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. I'm talking spreads, props, futures, or in-game. Circa Sports has it for you. Fund and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. It's week 2 of the NFL season. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff here later in the program on how you can win some money when you're betting with Circa Sports Illinois. So download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Shout out to our good friends over at Circa Sports Illinois. And also got to give a shout out to our friends at Four Seasons. Winter will be here before you know it. Is your home's heating up for the challenge? Got a plumbing emergency? Call Four Seasons. An electrical emergency? Call Four Seasons. Need a new hot water tank installed today? Well, you're going to call Four Seasons. Now is the time to schedule your Four Seasons furnace tune-up. Thinking about a whole home generator? We've got you covered. At Four Seasons, we guarantee same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, and generator needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. Save up to $4,000 on furnaces and comfort systems with Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric has been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years. Your trusted local experts are Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Four Seasons Heating Cooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's Four Seasons Heating Cooling.com, and tell them CHGO sent you. All right, we're back here on the Brick by Brick podcast with Lance Briggs and Jerry Azumah. Shout out to Willie Young for efforting through some little bit of Wi-Fi. He's out on the boat, right?
He's on the boat.
He's on the boat.
He's doing his thing.
Sounded like his phone might have been underwater a couple times, but we made it work. And I know he's probably out there pulling in the swordfish now. Briggs, he doesn't think you're up for the challenge. Kind of called you out there a little bit.
He did.
Well, he's definitely on land, but yeah, he needs to be out on the water. That's his area, man. That's his safe place. He loves the water. His sack ritual was doing the fisherman. It was funny, man. There was a time that him and Jared Allen thought they both had the sack at the same time, and they're both doing their sack dances. And I don't even know if any of them got credit for it. But they both did it. It was like Monday night, and I was like, wow, look at these two guys.
Well, it's better than Lamar Houston's sack dance.
Ooh.
100%. Right. Getting beat 45 to 10. Sack dance.
All due respect. As somebody that's torn both their ACLs, I think I'm allowed to make that joke. All due respect to Lamar. I'm sure that wasn't fun for him. But let's get into it here. We did introduce our new segment last week of the blueprint. To how to beat the upcoming opponent. And let's pull that up and kind of go through that, Steven, if you have it, from last week. These were some of the keys that we had against the Vikings, which were stop the run. Briggs' number one was stop the run, and they were able to do that for 3 quarters, but then in the fourth quarter, the Vikings had 82 yards rushing and a touchdown, and I think that's where we lost it. And same with pressure J.J. McCarthy, getting to him in the first half, but then when the fourth quarter rolled around, he obviously was able to have 3 touchdowns and some more success. Jerry, you said, offense must protect the football and no turnovers, right, for the Chicago Bears. So they were able to achieve that. And then you also said Bears defense has to stay fundamentally sound. And I would say for the most part, would you say, Jerry, that they did the majority of that game?
Absolutely. I mean, they held this team down to about, 6 points leading into the fourth quarter, and then fundamentals, I guess, started to break down in the fourth quarter. Like they couldn't shut down the run, and even though that they were down, they still kept with the run on the other side. You know what I'm saying? The Vikings kept with the run.
Sure.
And it kind of set them up to knock the Bears off balance. So.
And then
it's a tough one.
Yeah, it was tough. And then my final 2 keys were Braxton Jones versus Jonathan Grenard. Braxton, I know some of the stats that came out during the week said that the amount of pressures they gave up wasn't ideal, but I also thought Braxton Jones held it down for the most part against Jonathan Grenard. I mean, the sacks weren't coming in bunches like we were kind of worried they would.
Right.
But the Bears were only able to turn over J.J. McCarthy 1 time with the pick 6.
That was a big one.
It was a big one.
That was a big one.
Maybe this pick 6 makes it a multiplier, but I would have liked
it's like a 2 for 1.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they'd have been able to get 2+ turnovers. I think that probably would have been enough to win the game. So let's get into it this week and introduce the keys to how the Bears can beat the Detroit Lions. And we'll start with Briggs. Your first key, Lance, on how the Bears can take down
Minimize
Detroit.
penalties. Minimize penalties. Don't beat yourselves. Against the Vikings, they had 127 yards on 10 penalties, 10 or 12 penalties. There's too much. We're not a team that's good enough to. I don't think any team should ever think they're good enough to have this amount of penalties and think that they can win. You certainly can't do it consistently. And in order for us to go in and beat Detroit, we need to minimize this. Shoot ourselves in the foot.
Yep, 100%. 12 penalties for 127
Stalls,
yards.
Drives, yeah.
Just can't happen.
Can't convert.
Yeah, and even on the defensive side, I mean, maybe those penalties weren't fair to the defense on the, where the receiver came back to the ball early on an underthrown pass in the first half. You get the pass interference, and then in the second half, receiver trips over himself, and Tyreek Stevenson gets called. I think both of them were tough calls, but at the same time, you got to find a way to avoid them.
Right.
It's not the easiest thing to do, but point taken, Lance. What's your second key that you got for us?
Well, that leads into this next one. Be situationally smart. All right, I'm gonna say that again. Be situationally smart. Okay, take the points. Yeah. Take the points. All right, take the points because they're at a premium, especially in the city of Chicago. We don't get them often, and when we do, we celebrate them. So let's have ourselves an opportunity to have a chance at the end of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's move on to you, Jerry, and your first key to beating Detroit.
Yeah, for the offense, and it's easy. It's to run the ball and stick with it. You know what I'm saying? I think that they have to be efficient and effective with running the football. And running the football, I feel like it allows the offensive line to actually go out and hunt people down. You know what I'm saying? go attack people, put a hat on a hat, move some people around, reestablish the line of scrimmage, you know what I'm saying, and get people off balance. So I think that the Bears have to do that to get some type of a rhythm. I just don't like the fact that they want to come out and just throw the ball all over the place and spread everything out. I think that you have to establish this run, in between the tackles and give some off pace with different backs. And I think that that's going to help them out a lot. It's going to help out Caleb a lot as well.
Yep.
So establish the run has to be number one.
Yeah.
And Ben Johnson obviously wants to do that, and I think that he needs to just kind of stick with it.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears had 119 yards rushing in the last game. That's never enough in general, but it certainly isn't enough when, 60 of those yards, 58 of them are from Caleb Williams.
Right.
And so Ben Johnson talked to the media yesterday, and he said, I had trouble finding a rhythm in the run game, but I also have to call more runs. They had less than 20 called runs, and he also talked about, I got to get Kyle Monangai involved in the run game as well.
I mean, if you look at the Vikings and what they did in the fourth quarter, or actually in the second half, they stuck with the run. Even though they were down, you know what I'm saying? They said, we still have to stick with the run because that's going to set us up for the pass. And if you fast forward, you look into the fourth quarter, and that's exactly what happened.
Yep.
They were able to just keep them off balance with the run. And they ran the ball effectively in the second half. They
did.
You know what I'm saying, against us.
And they got to that second running back, right? Aaron
yes.
Jones started the game, but then Jordan Mason comes in.
Right.
And
Change of pace.
Exactly. So, and it also keeps your other running back fresh. Now Aaron Jones is streaking down the field for a touchdown.
Exactly.
Past Noah Sewell.
Exactly.
So you got DeAndre Swift. You got Kyle Monangai. Maybe Roschon Johnson returns this week. We'll see. He was limited yesterday. But, yeah, you got to – there's a multitude of reasons why you got to get more than just one running back involved, and you got to ultimately have more carries and more reps in order for them to get all of them involved.
G-Money, you get it.
Yeah.
You totally understand.
Everything we possibly can to, also protect the passing game and Caleb Williams
Absolutely.
too. And forcing that defense to bring more players into the box to respect that is only going to open up more windows for Caleb Williams.
Absolutely.
And
especially late in the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone is tired, and one of the hardest things to do is to stop that run, especially when it's coming at you full force. So just stick with the run. Good things will happen.
Yeah. I was certainly tired at the end of that game as well, but I didn't play. All right, your second key to the game,
it's for the defense, man. Like, the defense has to step up, and they have to just close it out in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? 21 points allowed in the fourth quarter against this defense is just totally unacceptable. We're way too good for that. I mean, for 3 quarters, they held this team for 6 points. You know what I'm saying? And they should have had a lot of momentum at that point to kind of close the deal, and they weren't able to do that. Sure, some bad things happened. They had some penalties go sideways on them, but at the same time, they have to kind of get over that hump and get back to the basics and just close the deal. People have to make plays, especially in the fourth quarter, and the Bears just didn't make enough plays in the fourth quarter defensively to shut them down. So that
Can we get a little
change.
healthier too? Can we get a little bit healthier too? Can we get our playmakers on the field all at the same time? Let us see what that looks like, on a consistent – give us a couple of games where we can see what that looks like, and we can see guys who were used to closing out games and finishing. Mm-hmm. We can see TJ out there covering Aaron Jones on that deep, you know what I mean? And Kyler Gordon playing on the backside on making stuffs. I really want to see those type of players on our squad. And Jalen Johnson, who's locking down, one side of that of that offense.
Yeah, hopefully we get healthy.
Well, the good news is Jalen Johnson yesterday was a full go in practice.
Yeah.
TJ Edwards was limited, so he did get some reps out there, and then Kyler didn't practice. But it's also early in the week, so let's see how that goes forward. But I think from Jalen Johnson's standpoint, and from anybody that was at the stadium pregame watching Jalen Johnson warm up, it felt like from those people's vantage point that he's very close to returning. So the assumption is he's going to be out there on Sunday. Let's see if TJ and Kyler can follow suit. But
I think this team looks very different defensively if everybody is together, like Lance said, and like you said as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they didn't have Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, and at one point, Nashawn Wright also got hurt in the fourth quarter. Right. So now you're down to Tyreek Stevenson and McLeod, right?
Right.
That's you got to give the
It's a
Bears
lot.
credit
Yes.
for how hard they fought. But then, like you said, okay, you give up 6 points the first 3 quarters, but then you give up 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. You got to find a way to hold them to a field goal one of those 3 times.
You got to.
And if you do,
Right.
then maybe the Bears would have had a shot to pull themselves off the mat.
I mean, he looked like an all-pro J.J. McCarthy in the fourth quarter. Like, he is a rookie that's playing his very first football game, and you allowed him to score 3 points in the fourth quarter. I mean, three touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Right.
It's just totally unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? You have to dig deeper and figure out a way to, one, shut down J.J., and then take control of the game and win the game. That's the ultimate goal, win the game.
Yeah, I mean, and hopefully with the return of the secondary guys, that'll give the Bears an ability to be more aggressive, continue to send those blitz, because when they blitzed the house, that's how they got that pick 6.
Right.
Because they knew the ball's going to come out quick, and Deshaun Wright made a great play on the ball, understanding that. So more pressure, more better.
Yeah, and trust me, Detroit's going to be coming. They're looking at this film, they're saying to themselves, you know what, we have a great possibility to take steps forward, to make a lot of plays and win this game at home.
Absolutely.
High risk, high reward. High risk, high reward. You can bring the house against J.J. McCarthy. You got to be careful about bringing the house against Goff. All right, Goff will make you. He will burn you. If you don't do it right.
And let's not forget, they have a lot of playmakers over there in Detroit as well. A lot of them that can really torch you and hurt you and put up points really fast.
Well, and when you look at getting into my points on this too, I think this is something to consider, and I agree with you, Lance, when in terms of Jared Goff, and you got to be careful with him as a veteran. But their offensive line is young. You got Tate Ratledge and Glasgow is your center now. They lost their All-Pro, their top line center, I should say. Taylor Decker didn't practice yesterday. One of their tackles, he's on the injury report. So their offensive, it's not just they lost Ben Johnson. They lost what their offensive line was as well last year. And in the first game, obviously they're still adjusting to this new offensive line. They are. And so while I agree with you, Lance, that they got to be careful with Jared Goff because he's not J.J. McCarthy in terms of experience, I think Dennis Allen needs to continue to apply the pressure on the Lions' offensive line until they get their stuff, prove they've got their stuff figured out. And that leads me to my first point, and that is Montez Sweat needs to be a game wrecker.
Yes.
Dayo Odangbo, everybody had all these questions throughout training camp and preseason
about him,
how he was going to earn, how much the Bears paid him. He showed up.
He showed up
week 1.
Yes, he did.
And I'm not saying Montez Sweat was sleeping out there, but all I know is his name wasn't called enough. He had a batted ball in the fourth quarter. That was a big play in the moment. But at the same time, they traded for him because they wanted him to be a game wrecker for this defense. And so Taylor Decker's, we'll see if he plays. This offensive line for the Lions is struggling early on. We'll see how they respond. But Montez Sweat needs to do everything he can to change this game, get to the quarterback. And now you got to hold up your end of the bargain for Dayo Odangbo. Everybody said, who's going to be opposite of Montez Sweat? Well, hey, now you need to be opposite of Dayo because Dayo showed up. Now both of you guys, if both of you guys can show up here week 1 or week 2, I think that's going to give the Bears an opportunity to win the game. Lance, you got any thoughts on that?
No, I just like it. Throw some bricks at him. I like it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think he knows that. I mean, it ain't nothing personal. We're all rooting for it. But at the end of the day, last year was a down year for him. I think he was playing through some injuries, so I'll be fair to that. But, hey, man, this is it. And we need the defense right now.
It's time.
I mean, they could have closed the door in week 1, and maybe that's unfair to them because they did everything they could for 3 quarters. But that's why I liked what Kevin Byard said yesterday. He wasn't pointing the finger about special teams getting a blocked field goal and a blocked punt in the fourth quarter, or the offense not doing anything. He said, no, we gotta close this game.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of mentality that you guys had in your days of you guys played with plenty of bad offenses, but it didn't stop you guys from closing the door on plenty of teams. And I was eyewitness to those in the stands.
And on top of that, too, I mean, you're exactly right. He needs to wreck the game, and he needs to put pressure on the quarterback and put pressure on that offensive line. But at the same time, they need to shut down this running system that they have over there with the Lions. I mean, you have Monty and you have Gibbs. Like, these running backs over there are elite. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can they can strike anywhere on the football field to put up points. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like the Bears are going to get a heavy dose of the run. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to try to run right after Montez Sweat. So he's going to have to just basically, in passing situations, get to the quarterback. But at the same time, in the running situations, he's going to have to shut that down.
Yep, absolutely. And then my final key to this game, I thought about going the Caleb Williams way. We talk so much about what Caleb needs to do and settle down his feet, settle down his mind, play within himself and play with some confidence and all that stuff, whatever, man. We're going to talk about Caleb every day on this program. But to me, the number one key for me in this game is that this entire team needs to be tougher in the face of adversity. Because last year they folded like a cheap suit. They lose on that Hail Mary. They had a chance to be 5-2 if they win that game. And it's like, well, this is a playoff team in the moment, at least just from a fan standpoint. And then they go on to lose 10 games in a row after they lose on a Hail Mary. And that to me just kind of spoke to a team that as soon as the little bit of adversity hit them, they just stopped. And I think week one was kind of a microcosm of what last year was. And I was disappointed in that more than anything because I was really hoping, and I still will continue to hope, that with this new coaching staff and Al Harris and Eric Bieniemy and Antoine Randall and Ben Johnson and all these guys, that they've kind of instilled a different type of standard for this team. But again, there's a bad holding call on Darnell Wright at the end of the third quarter where they're getting ready to put the game away. And then the next play is a misfire to Cole Kmet because Caleb Williams, is trying to do too much. Then the next play is an intentional grounding by Caleb Williams that now gets him at 3rd and 30. And then Cairo Santos misses a field goal. And then the defense turns around and gives up a touchdown. And so each unit, offense, defense, and special teams, as soon as the first moment that the Lions got any little bit of a spark, all of a sudden the team's just shell-shocked. And they don't just give up that touchdown because they still had the lead after that. But then they proceed to give up 2 more touchdowns. And before you know it, the Bears were up 11 and now they're down 10. In the blink of an eye. I mean, I was shell-shocked, when we did the post-game shows that night because it was just like, what just happened here? And ultimately what I identified watching it back through is this team's just got to get tougher when they get smacked in the mouth. You got to respond, dude. And so to me, I think the coaching staff, I've got a lot of faith in. And now these players need to stop in the moment feeling sorry for themselves, pull yourself off the mat, and throw a counterpunch and get tougher. That's what I want to see, Lance.
Well, you are on fire.
Brag, man.
Man,
you're killing it right now.
Reality spray. I sprayed myself
I felt that in
with
my
all
soul.
this reality spray.
Yeah, but you're exactly right.
The foreman.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And the coaching staff, like you're exactly right. The coaching staff has to step up too. You know what I'm saying? Like coach these guys. You know what I'm saying? And make these guys better. Make these guys respond. And we've talked a lot about the culture. You know what I'm saying? In this whole preseason, we talked about the culture. They're setting the tone. They're trying to change the culture.
Toughness and
practice and so on and so forth. And then when the fourth quarter came, man, we didn't really see much of it.
Vikings were the tougher.
The Vikings showed that they were the tougher group. The rookie showed that he was tougher. So things have got to change quickly because they're putting this stuff on film and they're getting teams ready to lick their chops when they play them. They're like, you know what? We can get us one.
Yeah.
And we don't need to send that message out there in the NFL.
Yep.
It's time to trade the Charmin for Briggs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So those are the keys to the game. Whew. We'll review those and see how those work out here on Sunday and make sure you're tuned into both our pre and post game shows, plural, on Sunday afternoon. The Bears play at noon. We'll have a pregame show at 11 a.m. And then after the game, we'll have the first post game show. And then, of course, the brick by brick after show immediately following that. So you're going to get wall-to-wall coverage all of Sunday, and make sure you're subscribed to the CHGO Sports channel and don't miss any of it because hopefully we're talking about a Bears win, but we're always going to keep it real when it comes to this team,
right.
and hopefully we're keeping it real after a win. So hit that like button. Appreciate everybody hanging out. We got one more segment here coming up, but we're going to take a quick 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, we'll get into how you guys can make some money this weekend. Hey guys, we are just around the corner from our third trip with our good friends over at True Fan Travel. That's right. This time we are taking over the Strip for an epic weekend in Viva Las Vegas, and you are invited. Join us as the Bears take on the Raiders September 25th. This is an all-inclusive trip. We've already sold out all our rooms in Mandalay Bay, but we've added more rooms at the Luxor so we can have as many people that want to join in on the party as they can. Tickets to the game are included with this package. VIP parties. We've got tailgates. We got events all the way through the weekend with some special people coming as well. You'll want to hang out with the CHGO Bears crew and fellow fans and much more. So don't gamble on missing the ultimate fan experience. Book your spot now at truefantravel.com. And if you're in the Vegas area and you want to come by just for the tailgate before the game, you can also purchase those as well. Go to truefantravel.com, and we appreciate you all day, every day. And while you're in Vegas, got to make sure you bring your Shady Rays when you do. Shady Rays is changing the game. These sunglasses are made for real life. Seriously good-looking, polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive. You know that moment when you realize you've left your favorite sunglasses at the beach or on the roof of your car or at the gas station 3 states away? We've all been there. Here is the best part about Shady Rays. They will take care of you. Any lost or broken replacements, they are going to give to you. Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Shady Rays is eyewear that has your back, and we've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. So head to shadyrays.com and use the code CHGO for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. All right, we are back here on the Brick by Brick podcast with Lance Briggs and Jerry Azumah. Please hit that like button while you're hanging out. We appreciate all you guys as we are taking you into Thursday night football as the Commanders go to Green Bay.
Packers
take on the Packers, and so that's essentially the Bears fans' worst night. But we already had a bad weekend. Now Thursday night, whoever wins, we got to hear it from one of their fan bases, but I think at this point, Washington is probably the one that we need to win because nobody wants to see the Packers win. So,
absolutely.
But we hate both fan bases right now because they've been tough.
I wish they both could lose.
Yeah. Well, maybe a tie is in order. But let's get into our award-winning segment, and that, of course, is presented by our good friends at Circa Sports, and it is Da Bets. That's right. Da Bets is presented by Circa Sports Illinois. Make sure you're hitting up the Circa Sports Illinois app for all your betting needs, and we're getting our lines all day from them. So download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's pull it up here. The Bears take on the Lions here in week 2. And, Jerry, this is kind of what it's looked like. Yep.
Look at that line.
Lions are favored.
Lions are favored by 6 points after getting their butts kicked last week.
And it moved from yesterday to today. So you got to kind of keep an eye on this because as the injury report continues to take shape, you're going to have the line probably move a little bit. Right now, the Lions are favored by 6.
Yeah, I think it's a little too high right now. I mean, if I'm a betting man, I'm going to take the points with the Chicago Bears because I think that they're going to keep it close. I think that they're going to try their best to establish a run, keep this game moving, dink and dunk down the football field, get some points, and then run out of there. So I think it's going to be close, but I do think that there's going to be a lot of points that are going to be scored.
Yeah.
I think that we're going to see some firepower happen, some airing it out a little bit. So what is it? 46 is the over?
46 and a half, Lance. The Bears.
I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to go over that.
I mean, it was 27-24 final for the Bears-Vikings game, right?
And they're on turf, indoors. I like it. There's going to be a lot of fireworks going on.
I disagree with you on that one, Zoom. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think we're talking in the highs. It'll be very similar to this last Monday. Somewhere right around that 46 mark, right around that 46 mark. But I think one of these two teams gets held to under 20 points.
Okay. Yeah, so Lance is taking the
Hopefully
under.
it's not the Bears.
Lance taking the under.
Agreed.
Jerry's taking the over. I'm going to have to side with Lance here. I think it is going to be under 46.5. Yes, the Monday night score was 27-24, but there was an array of touchdowns to end the game. Like the representation of that fourth quarter wasn't how, to me, the game was really going. 17-6. Then all of a sudden it just flips on its head, and then the Bears are kind of scrambling to try to get 2 scores at the end. I think if things hold serve and then you consider the Lions and how much they struggled, especially in the red zone last week against the Packers, I think Dennis Allen is going to continue to try to put pressure on the Detroit Lions offensive line. And so if the Bears have a lead, I think we saw this last week, until they can prove that they're going to step on your throat, like they're going to just be, once they get that lead, they're going to hold on for dear life and hope the other team doesn't do what they're going to do.
I disagree with both of you guys. I think that
Minnesota,
there's a lot of firepower.
Minnesota committed to the run. Minnesota committed to the run. Detroit is going to come in and they're going to dedicate themselves to the run against this team. And I open it up with play action. But if they run the ball, it's really going to lessen the amount of points unless we can stop them. Unless we can stop them and plug them up.
I mean, the Lions have potential to score quickly, and I think the ball is going to be in the air. So they are going to test this secondary. They're going to see what this secondary is all about, and they're going to run some seam routes. They're going to run some deep over routes. I think everything is going to be pushed deeper in this game, and they're going to try to release this ball. I think there's going to be some points on the board.
Good. More footballs for Jalen to catch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, to support Jerry's point a little bit here, last year the Lions allowed the most receiving yards in the NFL to opposing wide receivers. If there's one that stands out to you guys this week, who do you think is going to be out of that trio of Zacchaeus, DJ Moore, and Rome Odunze? Which one do you think has the best chance at putting up some receiving yards?
I think Zacchaeus. I'm putting I like what he did in the preseason. I think that they're going to get him going. Obviously, Rome. As well, but I think
you can tell Caleb really looks to Zacchaeus in those moments of a pinch. And on third down multiple times last week.
He's looking for him.
I mean, I think Rome had the most targets and catches in week 1 of any Bears wide receiver. I think DJ had the most explosive plays, but then it did feel like Zacchaeus was the guy he was looking at when, third down, money on the table time. So it's interesting. I'm still waiting for Rome to just break out because I think he's the real deal. The way he runs routes and his ability to go up and get it. And, I just feel like the chemistry with this offense and Caleb, it's just been so up and down here in these first 18 games for Caleb and Rome. But I just feel like it's only a matter of time before Rome really starts to show everybody what I believe he is and ultimately what I've seen at training camp this year is a guy that can make all the plays. So
also, I mean, last game for the Bears, there was a lot of checkdowns. I think that he's going to look downfield a little bit more. I feel like he's listening to the whole too many checkdowns type of thing. And I think he's going to try to air it out. We just need him to be accurate. You know what I'm saying? Put the ball on the guy.
He was told. He did what he was told. Check down Charlie. All right. And forget the first read. All right. If you check it down, we're going to be all right. All right.
Yeah. Well,
so
hey.
Now,
he's going to let it spin.
Go downfield. We don't see one check. We may not see one check down this week if he's told to throw the ball down the field.
Well, ultimately, whether he's checking it down or he's throwing downfield, just got to clean up that accuracy or else none of it matters in terms of what decision you're making. You got to throw an accurate pass to give your playmakers a chance to make a play. Let's look at the Week 2 NFL slate here as we get through it. As I said, Commanders are heading to Green Bay here tonight, here just in a few minutes, actually. The Packers are favored by 3. The over-under on the Circa Sports app is 49 for that game. So they're expecting a high-scoring affair, at least Circa is.
Let's go, Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders, the three-point dogs in Green Bay. So that's going to be interesting. Then you got Bills at Jets. Justin Fields and the Steelers.
He looked good.
He looked good against the Steelers.
He looked pretty good.
Yep.
A lot of fantasy points.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game. And Aaron finished it out, but now they got the Bills but it's at home. Bills heading to New York on Sunday at noon.
Bills don't play good defense right now.
Yeah, their secondary is a little suspect. Justin might be able to get off on this game.
Let's have another one.
Well, Jets are the home dogs. The Bills are favored by 6.5 points. Not a surprise necessarily there. Over under set at 46.5. And then maybe the premier matchup of the week is at 325, the rematch of the Super Bowl, Eagles at Chiefs. The Eagles are obviously, still doing their thing. Chiefs, I think, are trying to figure out, always early in the season trying to figure out themselves and trying to find the line on this game.
They need Tyreek.
Yeah, I think there's a chance that Tyreek.
Are you spitting me? No, this is a Jalen Carter dominant defensive game for the Eagles, okay?
Is he going to play?
Is he going to play?
He
went all the way to Brazil to not play.
That's true. He did go all the way to Brazil.
Went all the way there to warm up.
Do it.
Well, he did go to Brazil.
Just spitting.
Yeah.
He's a spitter.
Yeah.
What's the most disrespectful thing a player?
Spitting.
All right, both you two. What's the most disrespectful thing a player ever did to you on the field?
I've never been spat on, thank God. But
I mean, I know
that would be very disrespectful.
I know you guys are at the bottom.
That would be very disrespectful.
At the bottom of the pile, some disrespectful things happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of disrespect down there.
I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, someone has definitely has grabbed my, my stuff and tried to, twist it around and all that good stuff in the pile.
Someone tried to do that?
Yeah,
that's my goodness, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that would.
This was back in high school. This happened in high school.
I mean, that would enrage me. I mean, but you guys are on the defensive side of the ball, so I feel like that's why you guys are being quiet here. Because at the bottom of the pile, typically it's
I'm just trying to get out of it.
You guys pulling the stuff on the offense.
I'm not doing anything funny.
No, it's not. Braggs. No, it's not. No, it's not the defensive guys. It is offensive guys. It's offensive guys that are doing this too. Okay? I can't believe that. I cannot believe that.
How defensive he got there. Oh man! So, all right, no.
Hopefully, there was none of this under the pile.
Yeah, no prostate exam.
Oh my goodness!
All right. Well, the Eagles are 1 point favorites. The Chiefs at home are 1 point underdogs. How many times can you say that? For the Chiefs in the last 5 years, over under set at 46.5. Right now on the Circa Sports Illinois app. And then you got Falcons at Vikings Sunday Night Football. That's going to be an interesting one.
Falcons are sneaky.
What do you guys think of
Bijan?
Yeah, Bijan.
Let him spin.
The Vikings are favored, 3.5 point favorites. What'd you guys think of J.J. McCarthy getting Offensive Player of the Week?
I was disgusted by it.
He had like 126 yards passing.
Just so disgusted by it. His first game against the Bears, and he gets that award. Disgusting.
Right. Yeah, that's wild. It's wild.
And
Let's move on.
And then, we are moving on. Over-under for that game is set at 44.5. You got 2 Monday Night Football games. I was wondering where those went, and now we get 2 here to finish up Week 2. Bucks at Texans.
That's going to be a good one.
At 6 p.m., and then Chargers at Raiders.
That's going to be a good one, too.
For the nightcap. So we get 2 Monday night games. I like that here in Week 2.
Who's the favorite for the Bucks-Texans game?
Well, you got the Bucks. The Texans are 2.5 point home favorites against the Buccaneers. Over/under set at 43, and then you got the Chargers-Raiders. The Chargers are 3.5 point favorites with the over/under set at 46 points.
That's gonna be fun.
So there you go. So make sure you hit up the Circa Sports app, and as I said before. And you got to head over to circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. So that concludes our, debates, and we appreciate Circa Sports always for their support to the program. So, all right, guys. Well, here it is. I mean, we're going to see each other in a few days. Jerry, any final thoughts on, what this team needs to do to get off the mat here on Sunday?
Hopefully all the bad play is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew that there would be kinks and all sorts of craziness going on. So hopefully they got that out of their system. Hopefully they get extremely healthy, especially on the defensive side of the football, so we can get our right guys back there, and we can be at full power, full strength, so we can see this team really operate, with at the capacity that they need to operate at. So hopefully it looks a little different. It's going to be a test for them against the Lions. The Lions are still, even though they got beat up by the Green Bay Packers, they're still going to be tough. You know what I'm saying? And they get Ben Johnson. There's a lot of history there, so it's going to be a battle. I'm rooting for the Bears, though. I think they're going to get it done.
Any final thoughts,
put together
Lance?
put together the give us the first 3 quarters that you gave us against the Vikings, but do that in 4 quarters. So what we saw in that first half and much of the third quarter, that is the Bears offense and defense that we're looking for. Now, it's not the special teams we're looking for, but it is the offense and defense that we're looking for. We saw a glimpse, turn that glimpse into a reality.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, well, I think that wraps things up here for today. Once again, thank you to Willie Young, former Chicago Bear, for joining the show. He was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can bring him on another time and hear some more of his fishing stories, because that was great. Just a ball of energy still to this day, so that's great. Great to see. Happy for Willie, having fun on the water. And thank you to everybody that tuned in. Please hit that like button as you head out, and make sure you enjoy the rest of your night and your Thursday night football. And, of course, we'll see you on Sunday for pre- and post-game shows. Thank you once again to Stephen Nicholas, as always, behind the scenes, running the 1s and 2s. As Lance just said, see ya later, alligators. I don't blame him. It's been a long one. So, hey, keep your head up, and always bear down. We'll see you Sunday.
We all sitting like the mayor.